Alright, start my day off. You guys know how I mentioned in yesterday's video. I know exactly what it is I'm doing today. Well, plans have changed. Car check. Damn, you actually have it somewhat clean this time.
You're helping the mother of your child with a car problem so that
back
your
there.
child
Car check.
would be
Car check.
riding in a vehicle
Car check.
which is safe for him.
I'm just making sure this isn't a fire hazard in case we get into a car accident. You know, in case we get into a car accident. Oh my god. That's copyrighted.
Yeah, it's not getting turned off.
She's one of those freaking AC on, window down type of people too. Like, look at her carelessly put back up. You have no idea there's a car coming?
I can see in my fucking camera.
You're welcome. You gotta go on that side since he's on that side.
Oh, but this isn't how we drive.
Went to the Vato zone. I recommended that she go to O'Reilly's, but she ain't listening to me.
Because it's cheaper here.
Yeah.
And you ain't paying my bills.
It is cheaper, but not as good. Not in the trunk?
No? Oh, the wheelchair is not in the trunk, I guess. Why? Because you want to record it?
Yeah. That's what we come to AutoZone for.
I was supposed to be home at 11. My day passed.
Alright, rotors, oil, freaking cabin air filter, brake pads for the rear. I came out here to look at her rotors to see if she even needed new ones. Look, this one looks good. But you come over here and what the freaking hell? That's where all that noise is coming from. Yeah, definitely need rotors. You gotta make a left right here. I'm gonna die.
Well, at least maybe you'll be going to heaven because you're not.
Couldn't hear you. Go north.
He missed the part where I said I wanted to be alone.
She wanted to be alone today, but she wants me to change her oil.
I was gonna stop by.
And alternator, but she didn't find an alternator. $500 for an alternator at AutoZone.
Yeah.
$500.
And how much at O'Reilly's?
I don't know.
Even more. Maybe
Probably like $10 more, but it's a better brand. But I found Rock Auto has it for 180, and Amazon and eBay have it for 130. So I just saved her a lot of money.
No. Wait, tire shop.
Nope, it's up there. It's way up there. I mean, we can go to Garcia's.
No.
It's been a while. Oh, here we go with the music again.
This is what I would be doing.
Look, she goes to my tire shop. Never been in a car while it gets jacked up. Dude, I told her before we got here, I was like, you're lucky I'm with you, or else you'd probably be buying a new tire, where with me with you, they're probably gonna repair it. Dude, it has a nail in it. The guy says, do you want me to repair it, or should you just put a new one because it's gonna need to be replaced soon? What would you have done, Gabby?
I probably would have still just told him to repair it.
No, you would have got a new damn tire.
sold
You
it.
were asking me.
I know, because you were right there. If you were not right there, I would have said just fix it because what he was saying was worn off.
I was like, just repair it. You can drive on that tire for a whole nother year, bro. Women always get taken advantage of. Yeah, not you. You'll probably wreck the car before a year.
Who did that?
You.
Oh, it wasn't you while you were drunk?
That was not me.
Running your car into the side of my car?
That was the other side. Freaking crew cab.
Yeah, it's a cop.
I was just saying how speed. Oh shit! Jesus Christ! Oh shit! Speed trap. Alright, back at the house, and I didn't die, luckily. So she needs a bunch of service done on this car. She needs her rear brakes, which she just got. We're not going to do that right now. Oil change, I am going to do that right now. And she needs an alternator, but we're going to order it because you can find them for under 200 bucks online. But there, it's $500 and something for an alternator for this damn thing, bro. Ugh. So I'm just gonna point my cooler at it for a little bit, let this thing cool off for, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. Change the oil on it really quick, and then I should be able to move on with my day. There she goes. Damn, I swear this thing must have been low. Well, I guess it is still flowing out, right? This shit is hot as hell, boy. I let it cool down for about 30, a little bit over 30 minutes, but still hot as hell. All right, oil change is done. I also buffed our headlights because they've been driving me nuts, bro. I don't know if you guys seen. I didn't take it before, so I just did a really quick job, just so the light will actually come out of here. Do we have a happy customer? Happy customer?
No.
No? You're not a happy customer?
How do you reset that thing? I always have to fucking recheck it.
Whatever, man. She's a happy customer. She's just completely against the recording thing. She just doesn't want to be recorded. I'm like, dude, this is what you want me to do with my day, then I have to record so that I actually get paid. So I mentioned in a video the other day that I need to replace the windshield on the Blazer, and a local subscriber actually hit me up. He's got a window business, so he offered to send one of his technicians out and replace the windshield on the Blazer. So yeah, the windshield was in terrible condition, bro. It had a bunch of pits and like the scratch marks from the windshield wipers. And I don't think I've ever showed you guys, but it was barely in there. Like you could push on the window and the whole thing just kind of pushes forward. So definitely needs a new one. They're also going to be replacing Gabby's windshield as well. So she's on her way back. They're gonna be doing both of them the same day. And Gabby's window is a little different because it's got like sensors and like cameras and stuff in there that has to be reset. And that is also a service that they offer. Of course, it costs a little extra, but they offer it, so if you need it. And most certainly I'm gonna have all of their information in the description down below. If you guys are local and you need your windshields worked on or repaired, well, not worked on, who works on a windshield, right? But yeah, man, I'm excited to see what this thing's gonna look like with a fresh window in there and actually be glued down, so I don't have to worry about it flying off. All right, Gabby's car is next. He got my windshield done. Dude, these headlights actually came out pretty good. Not too terrible. I really should have showed you guys it before. But yeah, Gabby's windshield just has a couple of cracks in it, so. Oh, of course you can't see them from in here. Here we go. Yeah, see, she just has some cracks that she wants to get the windshield replaced before she obviously gets pulled over with it. I'm sure it's probably like that in most states, but here in Arizona, if you get caught driving with a cracked windshield, you get a ticket for it. So yeah, she's gonna get that swapped out. And what's different with her cars, like I mentioned, is she has the cameras and all that stuff, the lane assist. It's got a bunch of sensors and stuff that's up there inside of the window that you have to reset them basically, or recalibrate them after you put a new windshield. In most cases, not all situations, like you don't always have to do it, but if you end up needing to, this is a service that they do offer. So there it is, second window is finished. That guy did a great job, man. I'm just freaking stoked to see the Blazer now with a clean ass windshield. That windshield has been driving me freaking crazy, dude. Like with all the pits and the scratches from the wipers and I'm so dead serious, bro. Like you could push on it, everything except the only place it was attached was down here by the cowl. The whole entire windshield would push forward. So yeah, that definitely needed to be done. And now, and then he also put a universal seal on there, which just looks really clean, you know what I'm saying? So definitely did a good job. I'm stoked. Now I just gotta wait for her to get the hell out of here once again so I can continue on with what it is I'm supposed to be freaking doing today. It's already 6 o'clock. So much freaking better, bro. Man, I don't know how it is. This thing has so much stuff caked underneath it. But whenever I pressure wash the bottom of this truck is literally worse than any other vehicle I've ever owned. And this was definitely a good representation of that as well. I guess I kind of want to move some of this stuff. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and hit this with some satin black really quick just to kind of clean it up and protect it from getting rusty, because a lot of the paint is gone on this. It's down to bare metal. Hell freaking yeah there, boy. A lot better than what it was anyhow. Well, I do not have any liners for my spray gun. I want to spray this section. I know it's behind the bumper, but it's gonna drive me nuts if I just go ahead and throw the bumper back over that. I want to go ahead and get these sections sprayed. I want to get rid of this blue that's in here. So I'm gonna go and get some liners for my spray gun. So we got to head out and go to, and I'm actually not going to go to Old School. I'm going to go to that other place, in which I can't even think of what it's called right now. Adco? I think it's Adco or something like that. You guys already know it never fails. Over $100. So I got some body filler. It's got the cheapest stuff they got, man, because I'm gonna be needing that for the dash. Got a spray can of high build. Living on a budget right now, so this was 30 bucks as versus spending $100 and some on a gallon. What I need today is the liners and lids, and this comes with a new hard cup inside, which is dope. So I got a whole freaking box. I'm always running out of those. All right, now back to the house. Fight through this damn rush hour traffic here in Phoenix. Yeah. All right, so I have never used these ones. This is another knockoff of 3M's PPS system. So the thing is 3M came up with this cup and lid system in which they had a patent on it. And with the patent, like, you're not allowed to, like other companies are not allowed to replicate your product. So 3M has recently came out with their version 2. So this is their old style. So therefore they released the patent on it. So now you have a bunch of companies who are capable of making basically replicas of 3M's products. So I have not tried 3M. Well, I have tried it, but I prefer to use the version 1, not only because you can now get this box right here costs $70, which is half of the price of 3M's product. So if I was to get this exact same thing but in 3M brand, it would have been around 140 bucks just for a box of these damn things. But their version 2 is even more expensive than that if you were to use 3M's product. But yeah, this looks pretty legit, bro. Like, I'm down for that. It comes with a hard cup. So what's cool about this is obviously the hard cup. Where did the lid go? Is there a lid on? There it is. Their lid is red. That's pretty interesting. First time I've ever had a red lid. Anyhow, what this is this is the hard cup. This is the portion that you do not throw away. You reuse this, but you have a liner that goes inside. You put the liner inside, you put your paint in which you can actually mix your paint in here because this hard cup has all the different mix ratios and it's clear. So you could, you know, mix and do whatever and mix it directly inside of here. The lid has a screen built into it, which is really nice, especially for one-time use. But whenever you're like me and you're completely out and you're trying to clean old ones, that screen right there, the paint dries and you have to rip it out or else it's just not usable. But anyhow, you put your paint in there and then you pop this lid on, well, cap, and then you put the retainer lid on. And then you have this conversion piece that screws onto the top of your gun, in which they make multiple of these for many different gun makers. And then bam, this thing just quick releases. Well, obviously if you have paint in there, you don't want to hold it sideways, you'd be dumping all over the place. So with this full of paint, you pop your gun on there and you spin it to lock it in, and then bang bang, you are full of paint. And what's cool is that liner, I'll pull the trigger so it'll release the pressure. As you use the paint, this liner just squishes, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have the need of a hole in the top of any kind to allow air to go in as you are using your paint. The liner itself actually squishes down, and from my experience, you could actually spray upside down and you could actually paint like this upside down and it'll still suck the paint out. In most cases. Sometimes for whatever reason it doesn't work. But my favorite part of this as versus well, there's two things that I really like about it. Whenever you have this full of paint, you can do whatever it is you want with your gun, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have to worry about the paint spilling out, especially whenever you are reaching out really far over like a hood or the roof of a car or something. You don't have to worry about having a vent hole at the top that paint is potentially gonna leak out of, bro. That's definitely a plus. And for two, whenever you're done, you pop this thing off, and this sleeve right here, you just throw that in the trash, and the only thing that's remaining is your hard cup. Now, of course, you're gonna go through a lot of, I mean, you have to buy the product, you know what I'm saying? But this is actually cheaper than if you had an actual hard cup that goes on your gun. Every single time you're done using that, you got to clean it with lacquer thinner or some kind of solvent. And believe me, you save a lot of money on solvent doing this as versus having to clean a hard cup every single time, man. You go through gallons of that shit. All right, so I actually have some of this Omni brand paint left. I had this mixed, or this was a match to the Blazer. I took the gas door in and had the lady in there match it at Adco Paint like months ago. It's what I used to spray the cowl and a couple other little things on the Blazer. I have some of this left, and if you notice, the lid hasn't popped off and this stuff hasn't dried up this time like it normally does whenever I leave it out in my spray booth. That is because this time I got smart and I stored this inside the house. So I don't have to worry about it going bad. Anyhow, this stuff is basically ready to spray right out of the can, but it is a little bit on the thick side, so I'm gonna be reducing it. And I'm gonna look on my cup here and do like a 2-to-1. I don't know, honestly I'm probably gonna do like a 1-to-1. I don't mind if it's like really thin, because whatever's left, honestly I'm just gonna dump the whole thing in there, because whatever's left I'm just gonna pour back into this can. In such a small amount, I'm not even gonna use a mixing stick to stir that. I'm just gonna close it up, put it on my gun, and give it a little swirl, a little shake. And like I mentioned earlier, the only thing that we're going to be painting are these corners right here that was hidden by the bumper. Whoever painted this thing last, they didn't remove the bumpers, and there's just like this rough hazy area that the paint didn't even get to. And I want to get rid of this blue that's in here. That's the previous color of the Blazer, just to make it look a little bit cleaner. Honestly, you won't even see that with the bumper on, but I mean, I'll know it's there. And I mean, honestly, you can kind of see it if you get right up on it and you're like looking down in there. So it's just, I want to paint it, bro. I don't know why I always try to explain myself. All right, I'm not going to be using any primer or anything on this. I'm just going to be shooting over it, but I do want to scuff it a little bit, and I'm going to be using 320 grit so I don't make too deep of scratches, but it is going to be enough that I can get rid of this really rough feeling that it has right now and give it a mechanical bond whenever we put our paint on here. All right, so I'm just gonna be doing a really light coat on this. I'm just kind of misting it on there just to kind of blend the color and make it hopefully all one color. It's not gonna be perfect, of course, but it's gonna look a lot better than what it did.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Well, there it is, man. Got that section sprayed. Like I said, it's not perfect, dude, but and also, if you guys notice those little indent right there, the reason why I did not fix that, if you were to look at this rear quarter panel here like closely, there is some questionable body damage in this entire area. So whenever the day comes that we do paint the Blazer, I will be addressing this and getting the whole thing cleaned up. Like you can see all the hammer marks right here, but anyhow, it looks a lot better than what it did. You know what I'm saying? I get rid of all that blue inside of there, so now it's just green. If you guys can even see that, the sun is just glaring on everything. Huge shout out to Above the Rest Auto Glass and Tint for coming out, taking care of the Blazer and taking care of Gabby's Accord. I most certainly appreciate them. They did a killer job, and they most certainly beat anybody else's price. I called around and checked for pricing, of course, and they most certainly beat everybody else's price. So do me a favor, go in the description down below, find their contact information, and make sure that you save it in your phone. I'll have his phone number down there. Save it in your phone as Windshield DBFam if you have to. So if you were ever in a bind and you need any kind of glass, whether it's a windshield or a door window, the rear glass, whatever, any kind of glass or window tint, make sure to hit them up and let them know that you're a part of the DBFam. They're gonna take care of you the same way they took care of me, man. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We didn't get to the bumper today because I had so many little things that I had to do. So we're gonna pick back up on that in the next video, but I hope you enjoyed this one. Peace, and I'll see you on the next one.